my channel, Follow Miss B Across the Sea. I am Miss B and I am currently living in South Korea and teaching in South Korea. I have been gone for a minute. It has been a busy last couple of weeks. We had a week to prepare for our students to return to in-person instruction, and I've had a week and a half of having my students in class with our clear barriers, our mask on, constant hand washing, and hand sanitizing. So it has been extremely busy, a little stressful, but overall it has been a great experience thus far. So just a few quick updates. The Friday before we returned to in-person instruction, I found out that I was getting a new student from one of the other elementary schools. Yes, going from 3 to 4 students was very stressful, especially the weekend before we were supposed to start in person. So I spent that weekend trying to create materials and get things situated and make those necessary adjustments to prepare for a student who was going to be added to my classroom. I also had to shift some of my schedule for the daily activities because the student was in a different grade from my other 3. So as a special education teacher, flexibility is key, and flexibility is definitely my middle name, even though sometimes it's hard. The first week was very busy. It was a little stressful. There were lots of moving parts and lots of tweaking of the schedule because certain things didn't work out quite as well as I anticipated. But that's part of education and definitely part of special education, being flexible and making the necessary adjustments as needed. Tuesdays are very interesting because our students leave an hour early so that we're able to collaborate with our grade levels or our Java likes, which is what I do. And our schedule is completely flipped, and specials is different, lunch and recess are different times. So I'm still working on getting the Tuesday schedule down, but I've only had 2 so far, and yesterday my students' related services started, so that was a whole nother beast of adults coming in to pull kids for different things, and still, again, us all trying to get used to our new schedule and our new routine. So I did take my very first trip. As most of you know, we are back in HP Con B Bravo, which means we are able to eat inside restaurants and we're able to go to different areas as long as it's not an area that's off limits. So I decided to take a trip to Busan, which is about 4.5 hours away from where I live now, but I took the train, so it only took 2 hours to get there. It was a very interesting experience, but I had a great time, and I'm going to include some video clips as well as some pictures of what I saw while I was there. So one of my friends was able to travel with me, but we were actually staying in 2 different places. So we rode the train together, but once we got to Busan, we went our separate ways. I stayed in an area called Nampo-dong, and it is very close to where the International Film Festival is located, as well as the fish market. So that evening, after I got checked into my hotel, I went and I kind of walked around. I had some food from one of the street vendors, and they have it set up where you're kind of in this little hut house kind of thing, and you tell them what you want. They heat it up in the oils and everything, and then you sit down right there and eat it. And sometimes they'll have little tables and things inside as well. Or they also have people that are just cooking things on like a flat skillet or a flat griddle, and you're able to just grab it and walk around with your food. In that area, they also have small shops for anything you could think of, honestly, as well as different vendors that are selling things from blankets to shoes to hardware supplies. It was crazy, all the things that they had available down there. And I also saw some different stores like the Daiso, which is kind of like their dollar store. There was also a bookstore that I visited before I One of my favorite parts was the puppy store. So they had all these puppies in the windows, kind of like they used to have when they had the pet stores inside the mall. But they had multiple little boutiques for you to get a puppy. And they were so small and so cute, even though my mom was like, no, Brittany, do not get a puppy. So on Saturday, I did a day tour of Busan, and we were in the eastern part of Busan. So I was able to see the Eastern Temple, which is like the temple by the sea. I also went to an area where all these houses are different colors, and it was just beautiful to see, even though it seemed as though everything was kind of stacked on top of each other. I also went to the Busan Tower, where we were able to go up and see a full circle view of Busan, and kind of as far as it goes, all the mountains and things like that. And then we also went to the area to do a skywalk, but unfortunately the skywalk was closed due to COVID, so we weren't able to do that. But I still got some nice shots of some islands or little land masses that were in the ocean. I also rode a cable car that had a see-through bottom, and that was a little bit nerve-wracking, but we got some really, really great pictures that I'll make sure I insert. And we went to an area where there was a really nice seafood restaurant for people to try, even though my friends and I decided not to try the seafood restaurant. We just got food at the stop once we made it across the water on the cable car, and we ate. We kind of walked around that area for a little bit, and then we came back. On Sunday, I went to a digital art museum that was absolutely phenomenal. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications, follow me on Instagram at followmissb and follow my blog at www.followmissb.com. My shirt, You Down with IEP, yeah, you know me, was by Giving You the Works, and I'll make sure she's tagged below. Thanks for tuning in.